All right, I'm at Hillside with head coach Torrey Nowell, and on the right here we got quarterback Xavier Stevenson. He's a senior this season. Guys coming off a pretty big year, right? 9-3 last year. Of course, got a playoff win, got to that second round, and the wins have been pretty much going up in your 4 years here, Coach Nowell. So, kind of, what's the mindset coming into this season? What you guys wanted to extend, the wins, build on last season, and keep the tradition going.
I think for us, our goal now is to get out of the third round. So the last 2 years we've been put out in the third round by Cardinal Gibbons. So we got to do a better job in the regular season so we don't get in that position to have to see them in the third round, that it might turn into a fourth or fifth round game for us when we're going against those guys. And that's just doing a better job of executing overall. I think our guys have been doing a great job of competing and working hard. And now we just want them to get to the point where we're just very physical, so that's the thing for us now.
Yeah, and Coach, what's the biggest improvement that you want to see football-wise from you guys last year to this year?
I would say, man, just leadership. And that's what I've been talking to them about. Just them developing as leaders and being able to positively lead each other, or influencing each other, versus beat each other up, So I think that's a big thing, and I think that's the next step. So I think us not being ultra critical of each other.
Yeah, that's it. And Xavier, I want to ask you, how are you kind of approaching this offseason, and what are you looking to see from yourself and the offense this year?
I'm looking to be more competitive, more explosive. We started off slow the past 2 years, just knocking rust off, I guess. Maybe being a little scared, but we working on it. We getting after it off the field. We getting working with receivers. I work with O-line and film and everything. Line, they doing film, they doing tests after every practice. We really trying to get down on it.
Got you. And how confident are you with the work you guys have put in that's going to translate this this season to more points on the board, better success on the offensive end, and things like that?
I'm real confident with it. We should do really well. We should shock some people.
Yeah. And Coach, I want to ask you, what are some big players you expect to have an impact this season? Maybe some returners, maybe some new guys that are coming in, both offensively and defensively.
Eric Bayo is one of our running backs. He's also our starting corner. I think he's going to be very explosive for us this year. Xavier Stevenson, our quarterback, he's going into his third year this year. And now I feel like he's confident enough to actually lead the team and be okay with leading them the right way. So I think that's going to be a big one. We got Nas. Nas is one of our receivers that I like a lot. We got a freshman right now that I think is going to be Darius Smith. We got a couple of different guys on defense. We got Josiah Casper, he's a kid who just transferred here from, Mount Zion. He's an explosive player on both sides of the ball. And then Cam Scott, man, that's a guy. He kind of does everything for us defensively, and I believe he's going to be one of our leaders and a heartbeat of our team this year.
Gotcha.
And I can't forget Takari Cruz, our defensive tackle, our best offensive lineman. He's a guy that's growing, and he's put in a lot of work this year, so I expect to see him do big things.
Gotcha. Yeah, and as both of you, and Coach, you mentioned this, right? You guys want to get out the third round of the playoffs. Seeing Cardinal Gibbons past couple years, and I know last year it was 1 point that decided the conference for you guys in that game against Southern. So, with those things in mind, and maybe some other things, are those some things that kind of give you guys a chip on your shoulder this coming season, or?
I don't know, man. I think for me personally, I always got a chip on my shoulder. I just think that football is super competitive. Every game matters, and you got to treat every game like it's a big game because it's the only game. And like I tell our guys all the time, you just never know how fast it could be over with. So every game got to be big, because if you get injured, then that was your last game, and did you put forth your best effort? And of course, for these guys, when it comes to rivalries, of course, that game gonna have a chip on their shoulder. And we lost a couple of guys to them this all season, so it makes it a big game for us. But at the end of the day, we're gonna try to take care of business and do what we do.
Gotcha. And then, Xavier, I want to ask you as a player, what's kind of the biggest goal you and the guys have talked about this offseason, and what you guys want to accomplish this year?
First off, we're going to start off a little smaller, just beating teams that we should beat. We lost to Panther Creek 2 years in a row now that we should have won by short losses. We should have easily beat them. Then winning conference, we lost conference twice in a row to Southern. and getting past the third round and going to states.
Yeah, and coach, this is something I ask a lot of coaches hearing the previews and seeing what you have personnel-wise, offensively and defensively. What's kind of the identity of Hillside football that you want to see on the field this year?
We're going to be just tough and physical, but we also want to be smart this year. You know, I told our guys, man, the discipline piece has to matter to us, you know, so we started that off today with making sure the locker room's clean, you know, so that was the first step for me, just making sure the locker room's clean, and then we could take care of the rest of it, you know, like that's the difference in the 1-point game when you jump off sides or you miss a block or you don't make the right read when we're doing different things. So I think that's the biggest difference, just us being disciplined, and I think that's going to help us get to the next step. And I think we got a team that's a little bit more disciplined this year.
Gotcha. And I mean, with that, I mean, how do you feel like this year, right, year 4 for you coming into this offseason, has it been a little more special than past years? Has it felt different this year?
I would tell you it feels different simply because your kids are different all the time, you know, and as I'm getting older as a coach, I'm learning that our kids are constantly changing and each team would never be the same. You know, like you can have the same returners come back, but it still won't be the same team and they're constantly changing. So for me, it's just been different because I'm watching these guys grow and mature and turn into guys that I know they can possibly be.
Gotcha. And I also want to ask you about the defense. I know that was a big thing for you guys last year, a lot of turnovers, not a lot of points scored against you guys last year.
Yes,
and I know, like you said, you lost a lot of key players from that unit. How confident are you that the guys stepping into those bigger roles can step up and then also to kind of exceed or maybe maintain what you guys were able to do last year?
Man, listen, Coach Holmes is one of the best defensive coordinators in the state. He does a phenomenal job with our guys. He holds them accountable. Of course, you're out here watching right now. DBs are getting their extra run in on defense. That's just a big thing. Like Coach Holmes and them, they do a phenomenal job of just teaching. So that's one of the things we don't never really worry about the drop off because our guys do a great job of teaching and coaching our guys. That's Coach Holmes right there, by the way. They do a great job of coaching and teaching those guys up and developing them into the players that we see on the field.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then Xavier, for your senior year, like you said, you guys want to be competitive this year. You want to get some games that you guys should have got.
Yes,
so, what's the thing at the end of the season that you'll look back and say, hey, this was a successful year for your senior year and also for the team here at Hillside?
It all starts in the offseason. We all got to put the grind in the offseason. That's where it all starts. If you don't grind in the offseason, then you're not going to be well towards the end of the year. Because past few years, we ain't been putting our full foot forward. We was struggling. We was goofing off. But this year, I think we really put the grind in. We should go real far.
Gotcha. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you.